Good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to Bar-Ilan University for the Conference on Scientific and Societal Contribution of Research in Multilingual Multicultural Communities. This conference is part of the Rector's initiative to advance interdisciplinary research on campus, as she mentioned herself yesterday, and is further supported by the Faculty of Humanities, the Lecter Institute for Literary Research, and the Lewis Family Foundation for the National Conference in the Humanities. Before we even start, I want to do the thanks so that people will be here to hear them. So therefore, I want to thank all those who helped organizing the conference. I'll do it again later on, but I'm going to do it at the beginning as well. The administrative staff from the English department, Racheli, Irit, and Hannah. The administrative staff from the Gonda Brain Research Center, I'm going to talk about it in a minute, but they were also very highly helpful at every last minute problem and beyond. So Tami, Asi, and Tali, and Sveta, without whom this would have never happened because she saved us all the way through and she will continue to save us until tomorrow and beyond. So having said that, you missed it yesterday. We thanked you yesterday as well, but you missed it, so I'm doing it when you are here. We opened the conference yesterday. I said yesterday, right? So we opened the conference yesterday, honoring Professor Joel Walters, an interdisciplinary, yes. Okay, do this. An interdisciplinary researcher upon his retirement as full professor from the Department of English Literature and Linguistics. We heard a lot about Joel as a mentor, as a colleague and a friend, and through his student work, we got a glimpse of his scientific work. Today and tomorrow, we shall bring together research from diverse branches of psycholinguistics and sociolinguistics, which Joel has been studying actively, together with work of researchers from education, sociology, psychology, criminology, and communication disorders. The multidisciplinary aspect of this meeting made it most appropriate to hold it in a place that takes multidisciplinarity most seriously. The Gonda Multidisciplinary Brain Research Center, in which Joel was one of the founding members. I would like to invite Professor Moshe Bar, the head of our center, to say a few words.
So thank you very much for organizing this, Sharon and Kermit, for bringing this to our building. And thank you to our guests, those from abroad especially, but everybody for making the time. I wish I could enjoy this entire impressive lineup of talks. I think you guys are brave for studying two languages, bilingual. I think mono will be hard enough, and I've been following it. It's not especially my field, but I've been following research and both the topics of what other, especially cognitive abilities, are associated with language, but not linguistic proper, and especially the connection between language and thought, fascinating for me. So I kind of checked out your talks for this, and I realized this morning that a lot of what you do is bridging, that you connect communities, you connect between the public and science, you connect between the normal and the abnormal, you connect between cultures. So language is just disguise, but you do a lot of connecting, and this is beautiful. That's what our center is dedicated to, bringing together different disciplines, and I think that you have one broad perspective on things. So I look forward to enjoying whatever I can, and I hope, from what I heard from Antonella, you don't get too much time to enjoy the country, but maybe it will give you a taste for more and you'll come here more. But in any event, I hope you enjoy the rest of this beautiful program, and thanks for coming here.
Thank you, Moshe. Israeli society is multilingual and multicultural environment, including speakers of more than 50 languages. Remember this? It was going to come later today. Many of whom know more than one language, including signers of several sign languages. Will come up, I think, tomorrow, if I remember right. This diversity creates a rich environment that enables researchers from a wide range of disciplines: philosophy, literature, linguistics, psychology, sociology, to examine linguistic, cognitive, and social processes at the individual level and at the societal level. And again, we'll hear both during the 2 days here. Moreover, this diverse linguistic situation creates fertile ground for examining the contribution of multilingualism and multicultural contact to the development of heritage languages, to understanding of language acquisition and learning processes, to language loss, identity, and language use across the lifespan, to language impairments, to the language of children and adults in hearing impairment, as well as cognition and perception more broadly. And again, I'm mentioning here all those things because all of them we're going to hear about during these upcoming days. So I thought it would be appropriate to remind us of them. These aspects of multilingualism are relevant both to spoken language and to the written language alike, and as well as to the connection between them. And again, something we'll hear about tomorrow. With the support of the rector, as you already heard yesterday, we, researchers from different disciplines, began meeting in the fall of 2017, just at the beginning of the school year, to discuss how we can better apply our work on multilingualism to the Israeli multicultural landscape. In this effort, we were interested in putting our disciplinary loyalties behind us and actually moving beyond them to talk to each other, to see what we can do together. Our aim was to examine Israel's rich multilingual climate in order to evaluate the scientific and societal contribution of research conducted within these fields among multilingual communities. So this was a big aim. We're hoping to take advantage of this interdisciplinarity in order to approach things in a different way, to try to find things and move them forward. Minimally, we expected the meetings to lead to fresh questions and novel ideas. Less modestly, we hope it will lead to new collaborations across disciplinary boundaries and to genuine impact on our society. This is a little less modest, but if not for this meeting, for the next one. In the first session today, we shall hear about some of our modest preliminary outcomes. The focus of today's talks is on social aspects of multilingualism and multiculturalism, and our afternoon panel will bring together some of our partners in the community. Our ongoing relation with community as engaged researchers, I've learned about this term yesterday, fits nicely within the aims of Bilingualism Matters, a network headquartered at the University of Edinburgh that studies bilingualism and language learning and communicates its findings through dialogue between researchers and the community and partnership with parents, teachers, health professionals, policymakers, and employers. This is what they say on their website. See? I mean, I went and read to make sure they say the right things. This afternoon, after this first session that we're going to have in the morning, we shall celebrate the opening of the Israeli branch of Bilingualism Matters in the presence of the initiator and director of Bilingualism Matters, Professor Antonella Sarachi, and the Vice President of Research. Antonella is a professor of developmental linguistics at the University of Edinburgh and the leading authority on language bilingualism and language acquisition across the lifespan. However, today, in her capacity as a director of Bilingualism Matters, she will talk about enhancing scientific and public understanding of bilingualism. Following Antonella's talk, still within the morning session, we shall hear from Dr. Liat Netzer from Bar-Ilan University, who is the leader, or the leader you'd call? Yeah, the chair of the activities of Israeli Hope on campus, Tikva Israelit Ba'Akademia, about what they are doing in order to prepare faculty members and students to challenges posed by multilingual, cultural, and other aspects of Israeli society.
It's a new thing.
It's a new thing. I mean, I was sort of trying to make up what it is. We'll hear from her more, we'll know more. That talk will be in Hebrew, by the way, for those who have been wondering. The morning session will end with what I promised at the beginning, initial findings, very preliminary, from the first research project of the multidisciplinary research group that brings the students' perspective on bilingualism and multiculturalism on campus. So we will be going from bilingualism matters and what it's doing to what is happening on campus from the side of the campus, from the authorities, to bridge gaps, and then what students feel about it.